But no, I didn't. That was a complete fuck up on my part. Didn't though. Very close. Didn't. They're a lot less sharp than yesterday. I'm doing my best here. Yeah, no, that was a close one. Close one. Yeah, no, I have to I'm late for 2 reasons. The first reason being I am doing my level best to get 9 hours of sleep because it's very hard to lose visceral fat unless you get 9 hours. So I'm doing my best to sleep for as long as I can, even if I have to force myself basically to sleep. So, yep, I've been doing that. And then, it's my first day with the new nails. So I've been dropping shit and grabbing shit and just it took me 20 minutes to figure how to open up this can before I remembered to use a spoon. It took me 20 minutes to figure out how to open this can. It was wild. But then I just grab a spoon, I just go easy done really with the spoon. So if you have long nails and you're always wondering how do I open cans without those nail can openers, just grab a spoon. And it took me about 15 minutes to get my septum ring on because I had to go into the bathroom and I had to stick my finger up one side and try and clap it down with the tip of my nail. Oh my God. Absolute pain in the ass. If anyone knows how to get piercings on with crazy long nails, please send me a tutorial because I just used a spoon. I just put the spoon underneath it and popped it like just any other can opener. But yeah. How does one wipe themselves with nails like that? Do you really want to know? Like, are you for real? You really want to know how to wipe yourself? I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, how do you wipe yourself? Because I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, like. It's not that deep. What are we talking about? How to wipe your ass with long nails. It's not that hard. And if in doubt, just scrub your fucking hands like crazy. Do you not? I'm just curious again. You wash your hands after you shit, right? Don't forget to post your life. Yeah. Yeah, no, good point. Good point, yo. Good point. I should do that. 1 second. I forgot to do it. Live. Wait. Oh, it still works. Good. I think it works. Oh shit! I think my link doesn't work anymore. Shit! I think my link doesn't work anymore. Because I have a new link now. Well, isn't that a load of shit? Makes sense though. Okay, wait. Share. There we go. Boom. There we go. There. Sorry. Yeah, new name, new link. Saws. Completely forgot about that part. But oh my god, the girl that did my nails yesterday, she was so nice. She was like, I was fangirling so hard. She was the coolest girl I've seen in so long. I was looking at her and I was just like, if I was 20, I would just be in awe. Oh, I'm still in the nightmare category. Of course I fucking am. I was in awe of how cool this girl was. She looked like she was straight out of she looked like she was straight out of Nana. She was super grunge and super cool. She looked like Tinkerbell covered in cyber sigil tattoos. She was so cool. And she was so nice and she was so chill. And she was so welcoming as well. She was like, I was just like, I wish I was as cool as you when I was 21. I wish I was as cool as you. You were like the coolest person I've met in Finland so far. Like if I was 20 and you weren't my friend, I would feel like I have seriously lost out. I would feel like I would have lost out so hard in life if I was 20 and she wasn't my best friend. Because she was so iconic. I was in awe. I was in awe of her. I was like, stop. Actually stop. Like, she was so cool. She was the coolest girl I've met in ages. But yeah, no, she did a great job. I love my nails so much. I'm going back to her on the 2nd to get my nails done again. So that's like 3 weeks. I'll probably have mad grow out in 3 weeks because these are so long. I don't want to put too much too much pressure on my nails because no. That will be really bad. They're very stabby. I love them. But it took me so long to get ready. Besides like trying to get my septum in, and I couldn't get this on. Forget getting a chain on. If anyone knows the secret to getting a chain on with crazy long nails, please tell me because God, mother, Jesus Christ. But I'm sorry I wasn't here on Tuesday because I know I'm normally not here on Wednesday, so I don't apologize for missing yesterday, but I do apologize for missing Tuesday. The reason I wasn't here was because I was so overwhelmed because normally I have the weekend to do more videos to catch me up on Monday and Tuesday, but because I was away at the weekend, I had nothing prepared, so I was kind of shitting it, and I had nothing to post. And like, as I always say, the only way to grow on Twitch is to grow off Twitch. So I had to do videos on Tuesday and edit videos, and I was late today because I was doing videos and getting like videos together. If you saw my new video on YouTube, I worked really hard on that. That was the Pierce the Veil video. I worked super hard on that one today, and it took actually a while because it was really hard to edit the right times, because like I know it, like, it's in rudimentary ideology, it sounds easy to do that kind of video, like you just stop, then you do the next video, then you stop and do the next video. But like, you have to know exactly what millisecond to stop the video at, to go into the next video, to stop it, to get it right, because the sound that goes over it is the sound for YouTube, not the sound that's on top of it originally. Because if I put the original sound on it, and had the YouTube video on low volume like I would on Instagram, YouTube instantly flags it and they're just like, you are copyright struck for using Pierce the Veil song, even though I have put Pierce the Veil on it. They're very, very, very tight on YouTube when it comes to putting songs over videos, and it has to be the correct one. Am I still looking for someone? Do you know what? Honestly, how's the editor search going? Do you guys can I venti for a minute? I need a moment to get this off my chest. Oh my god, dude, thank you so much for the 300 bits. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So, I had 4 people who messaged me. 4 people I considered who messaged me. And so some people that messaged me who I didn't consider. So a lot of people messaged me and they were just like, are you looking for an editor? And I was just like, yes, I am. And I was like, what's your experience? I was like, they're like, oh, I don't have any experience. Okay, fair enough. Who's your favorite YouTube streamer to watch? I don't watch YouTube streamers. Do you watch any streamers? And they were like, no. And then I was like, do you watch my stream? No. I watched some of your videos. I was just interested in trying. Fuck the fucking fuck off. For real. Are you... What? Like, I need an editor. A YouTube editor. Like, and I was just like, I was so confused. I was so confused because what I'm looking for is someone who likes watching YouTube streamers or Twitch streamers and likes watching their compilation videos or videos from their stream that have been reposted onto YouTube. But I like them when they're like funny or when people put like comedy or they put memes or they put anything over it. I like when people edit it and they add extra to it. Like, I can't think of anyone's names off the top of my head because I'm really bad at remembering YouTubers' names. But let me just look at my YouTube for a second. Like, 1 second. Like, one person that I can think of. My eyesight's really bad. But I have a friend and his name's Itoma. And he does videos like that. I've shown his videos on stream before. And Vanilla Mace. Let me see. No, these are way too long. Oh my god, Flynn, thank you so much for the 5 subs. That's so nice of you, dude. No, like, this, you showed me, you sent me this girl. No, this is 100% not what I'm looking for. Like, 34 minutes is already way too long. Way too long. 2 hours, 3 hours, 60 minutes, way too long. Like, that's just, like, I would just post that into my streams. Like, you can see, like, on my page here. Like, all my live streams are posted here. Like, if you want to watch my live stream, you can clearly, like, see it over here. So you just check it out. Like, that's kind of, like the purpose of it. But, William, thank you so much for the 5 subs as well. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. Mwah. But, like, I'll show you my friend. I can't remember how to spell his name now. Like, he never even shows his face when he streams or when he makes videos, but it's the kind of this is the kind of overlays that I kind of want. Like, he keeps you interested. He keeps going through different pictures. He keeps, like, showing different slides. He does different videos. Does that make sense? The kind of idea that I'm looking for? Yeah, I like people who put memes in videos as well because it makes it more funny and, like, it keeps you more interested. That's the kind of idea that I was looking for. And so I had 3 people that I considered. One person has a degree in university in film editing, and they also worked for a YouTube page that had 2.2 million average views per their video. So I was like, okay, this guy is interesting. I had another person who said they got someone's channel from 40K to 100K, and they did super comedic, fun videos like this one. And I was like, awesome, love that. And I had another person as well. They kind of messaged me at the last minute, but they said they'd worked with other streams before. And I was like, okay, cool, awesome. So the first person, I gave them from Monday until Wednesday, yesterday, to edit. I told them, I gave them, what's the word? Assignment? Yeah. So I gave them an assignment. I put up my 5-hour stream from last Friday, and I said, all you have to do is find one video within this 5-hour stream which you think has the highest likelihood of going viral and make it into a video that's no longer than 20 minutes and do your thing in your style. If you have any question whatsoever, literally any questions, please message me. And they said, okay. So I was giving them 48 hours to get the video done. And I think that's fair. I think 48 hours is a long time because that's what I would be expecting on like a weekly basis. So like I need a video for Wednesday. I need a video for Friday. So you have between Wednesday and Friday to have a video for Friday. So by Wednesday evening, no one had gotten back to me. And I was just like, it's 6 hours until Wednesday. Like, anyone got anything? And then the first guy got back to me and he said, oh, I was babysitting all morning. I didn't have time to do it. And then he texted me again on Wednesday night and he was just like, again, my computer freaked out when it tried to download the whole stream and I'm going to try and get it done. And I was like, I'm sorry, but, and I don't want to sound toxic here and you can tell me if I'm sounding toxic. I was like, those are all you problems. This is like my YouTube and I always have to prioritize getting videos done. This is my job at the end of the day. And this is supposed to be your job as well. You have a deadline. You're supposed to meet your deadlines. I don't care if you're babysitting. I don't care if your computer shat itself. That is your problem. Do you think that I was being rude? Because, like, that is your job as an editor. You can't be coming to me with excuses because the video has to be there on Wednesday. There's no questions asked. It has to be there on Wednesday. And if it's not there on Wednesday, then I have to go and do your job. And if the video does do well, I'm not going to pay you for it because you didn't do your job. Like, how can you expect to be paid for the video, but you haven't done it? Right? Yeah, it was a very clear deadline. It was 48 hours. So, like, I don't think I was being rude at all. So he never got back to me, and I was like, cool. The second person, he said nothing to me until Wednesday evening. And then Wednesday evening, he messaged me, and he was like, sorry, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, okay. And the third person, I didn't move forward with him because I was just like, there's nothing in this that I can't do myself. Like, I can post videos exactly like this. It's literally just a cut of my stream, and it was a boring video. Like, he just took, like, I don't even know why he went for that video specifically. Because it was just a segment that made absolutely no sense, because from Friday's stream, it was Hot Take Friday. So there was loads of different hot takes that he could have taken segments from, but he took it from this really random area, because I watched it for like 2 minutes and I was like, no, I'm not watching 20 minutes of this, because if you don't captivate my attention in the first minute, there's no point. No one's gonna, I'm watching the video from the point of view of a YouTube watcher. If it's boring, it's boring. You failed. Do you think that's toxic? I'm looking at it from a totally perspective of someone who's just randomly watching my videos. If it's boring, I'm not going to fucking watch it. Thoughts? I'm more on about the 48-hour deadline. 48 hours is a bit harsh, though. No, it's not. 48 hours isn't harsh at all. Are you an editor? Just out of curiosity? Is there anyone here that's an editor that thinks 48 hours is harsh or has ever edited? 48 hours is completely normal. 48 hours is a lot, actually. Like, most streamers, they have videos going up. How long the video? 5 hours. So you have to go through 5 hours of content and then edit the content. But you don't have to go through all the 5 hours if you don't want to. Like, if you find a segment which you think is good, that could be in the first 2 hours. I heard a rumor that you're Irish, but I heard a rumor you aren't actually Irish. You are just Finnish and put on a fake accent. Where's the Finnish in the chat? Where's the Finnish people? Wait, let me get my passport. 1 second. Okay, first of all, fake passport. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Fake passport. Um Oh, this is so hard getting into my wallet right now. There's my university card. University of Limerick. That's my university card. I still have it. Yeah. I'm just holding my hand over my full legal name. University of Limerick. What else do I got? My dole card. So my social card in Ireland. I can only show you the back because I can't show the front because the front has like my first name, my last name, my what's it call it? My social security number in Ireland. So yeah. I don't know what else to tell you on this. Let me see if I got anything else in here. No, the rest of them are all my Finnish cards. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you on that. There's my Irish social security card. Here's my University of Limerick student card, where I went to university. And my Irish passport. I don't know what to tell you on that now. If you got to admit though, if I was Finnish and I was faking being Irish, this would be a really good accent. I should go into acting like if I could fake Irish accent this well, because no actor can fake an Irish accent this good. No, it's not that high anymore. The dole is not that high anymore. The dole is actually pretty low. Just putting it back inside my... So the other stuff, true that you are a chav pretending to be emo for guys. What? Well, I used to be... I don't know about being pretending to be emo, but I'm not... I don't like the term. I don't like the term being... I don't like labels. I think labels are stupid, because after stream, I'm going to put on my trackies. I'm going to put on my hoodie. I'm going to put on my hat. And I'm just going to fucking chill like. And all my friends would be considered, I don't know, kind of chavvy, if that's the idea you want to put behind it. But I don't care about stuff like that. That stuff doesn't matter to me. I don't care how you dress. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what music you listen to. If you're sound like. I think people that only hang around with people that are also emo or also goth or also punk, like, unless, like, you know, you're really lucky in that friend group, you kind of seem like a fucking poser. Why are you not at Download Festival this year if you're not a real emo? Poser. That shit, that's poser shit right there. That's the kind of poser shit I was talking about. Poser mentality. You have to be somewhere in order to be emo. Jesus Christ. Fucking download. Wait, was download this weekend? I have not listened to Juice WRLD. No. Oh, was it? How did it go? Was it actually download? Did download actually happen? I have not seen any. Was it actually this weekend? Oh my god. Or is it this weekend? Like, is it this Friday? Is it happening tonight? Oh my god. What's the weather supposed to be like? Let's have a look. Why are you in Finland if you're Irish? Live your best life. I didn't know that just because you're from a certain country that you're bound to be stuck in that country for as long as you live. The weather doesn't seem bad. Oh, it's supposed to be wet? Let's see, Derby. Weather. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, no. Okay, so Friday at 4, it's supposed to come down. And then Saturday all day, just wet. Oh, bless ye. And then Sunday, oh, it's gonna be fucking download is right. Ew. Filth. Actually filth. Oh man, I'm so happy that every festival I've been to, it didn't rain. Lord, thank you. Thank you. When I was at Download in 2022, it was one of the hottest downloads ever. It was actually dangerous how warm it was. People were dropping like fucking flies with heat stroke, like, are already there, and they have a yellow warning for flooding and thunder already. That is fucking grim. I moved to Finland with my friend. But Jesus. Yeah, no, it was dust load for me. It was dustland, like, it was crazy. It was so warm. Like, we had to leave on Saturday at like 5 because I was having sunstroke. Like, full-blown sunstroke. It wasn't good. I remember being at what was that? What's that band that Fairy loves? What's it called? Alex is on fire? Alexa is on fire? Is it Alex is on fire or is it Alexa is on fire? I have no idea. Alex. It's Alex. Okay. So we were at Alex on fire and I just felt so freaking dizzy. I was so dizzy. And I just felt nasty. Oh, and then I was just so dizzy. It felt horrible. I kept seeing black spots across my vision. And then we still had to see Disturbed and Sum 41. And I can't remember who was playing at night. But I couldn't take it. I literally couldn't take being in the sun any longer. I had a hat on. I had sunglasses on. I had water. I had sun cream on. But being in direct sunlight for that long was actually crazy. Couldn't do it. So I had to leave. I was happy to go though, because I think I would have actually fainted if I had to be in the, was it Bring Me the Horizon that was on? No, Bring Me the Horizon was on Sunday night, because I did see the set. I have the download jumper for Bring Me the Horizon from 2023. 1 second. Because the Friday was actually super windy. So I needed to buy a hoodie. It's a nice hoodie. Say a number. 100. Leg fell asleep. Can't help you. R.I.P. R.I.P. your leg. R.I.P. I've only played a few festivals, but nothing as big as Download. I think I would be terrified. It depends. Nice choice. Thank you for the 100 bits. That's so nice of you. Mwah. Nice color. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going for the pinks and whites to match my nails. Trying to do cool, trying to be hip and cool, guys. Trying to be hip and cool. If you're watching on YouTube, please come and join us on Twitch, though. I would greatly appreciate your love and support. Okay, so I got them hot takes in me. I got that dog in me. Does anyone have any hot takes? Did y'all see everything that's happening in California? Oh my God. It's absolutely shocking, the stuff that's happening there. Like, you've never had your nails done. I wouldn't go as long as me on your first try because it's a lot of weight on your nails, and I haven't had my nails done in forever. And my nails, this nail, this nail, this nail, this nail, this nail, these two nails are actually sore because I'm not used to the weight of my nails yet again. So it actually takes you a few days to get used to the weight. But I would recommend starting short and then getting to long, because if you just go long, it's not a good idea because you're not used to the length. So I'd say do it because I love having long nails, but I would say go start like halfway and then go to a long stiletto. It's better. It's so much better because like my nails are the pain is here, like where the nail is growing, because everyone thinks your nail starts growing here, but your nail actually starts growing all the way back here. And the pressure is all around here because that's where my nail is growing and coming out. So it's starting to get some, because this part is pulling down on this part. It's sore. You described having heat stroke at the concert earlier. If that happened at work here in Louisiana, we wouldn't let you back in for 2 weeks. 2 weeks because of heat stroke? Really? Sup, is it raining? It is. It's been raining all day today and yesterday in Helsinki. It was really bad yesterday. But everything in California has been crazy. Have you seen Trump threatening to arrest the governor of California? Wild. There was a Craigslist to fill his birthday offering 10,000 seats. Oh my God. Why? Because he's threatening to arrest the governor on quote unquote, he's not doing a great job. Like, he doesn't understand how much power he's actually giving to Gavin Newsom right now. It's crazy, the stuff that's happening. Okay, I got my hot takes up. The governor is threatening to sue. He isn't threatening to sue. He is suing. It's not a threat. I thought he put in the court order. Like, it's been done. He is suing the Trump administration. He's not a great person, but he's getting a huge boost because of it. Why? What's he done in past things that don't make him a good person? Not doing a great job. It was the quote that Trump said. Let me find the video. It's been happening for the past few days. So let's start from where I think is a good place to start from. So, Gavin Newsom speech. He put out a speech the other day. And this is a good place to start.
Few words about the events of the last few days. This past weekend, federal agents conducted large-scale workplace raids in and around Los Angeles. Those raids continue as I speak. California is no stranger to immigration enforcement, but instead of focusing on undocumented immigrants with serious criminal records and people
That's weird.
I want to say a few words about the events of the last few days. This past weekend, federal agents conducted large-scale workplace raids in and around Los Angeles. Those raids continue as I speak. California is no stranger to immigration enforcement, but instead of focusing on undocumented immigrants with serious criminal records and people with final deportation orders, a strategy both parties have long supported, this administration is pushing mass deportations, indiscriminately targeting hardworking immigrant families, regardless of their roots or risk. What's happening right now is very different than anything we've seen before. On Saturday morning, when federal agents jumped out of an unmarked van near a Home Depot parking lot, they began grabbing people, a deliberate targeting of a heavily Latino suburb. A similar scene played out when a clothing company was raided downtown. In other actions, a U.S. citizen, 9 months pregnant, was arrested. A 4-year-old girl taken. Families separated. Friends quite literally disappearing. In response, everyday Angelenos came out to exercise their constitutional right to free speech and assembly, to protest their government's actions. In turn, the state of California and the city and county of Los Angeles sent our police officers to help keep the peace. And with some exceptions, they were successful. Like many states, California is no stranger to this sort of unrest. We manage it regularly and with our own law enforcement. But this, again, was different. What then ensued was the use of tear gas, flashbang grenades, rubber bullets, federal agents detaining people and undermining their due process rights. Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets, illegally and for no reason. This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. That's when
You got to admit, what he's saying there is true, because it was already a situation that was extremely elevated, and the only thing that bringing in the National Guard did was put it from one step to the top of the steps. It was extremely, it was an aggravated situation that didn't need to happen, because sure, there was a lot of people protesting and they were exercising their right to protest. And there's always going to be at protests people who take advantage of the situation, and stupid people who are at protests that make it turn into sometimes a riot. And that's why the police are there. The police are there to make sure that everyone should be safe. That's what the police should do in that situation. You're just there to make sure that everyone is safe, that no one is doing something they shouldn't be. You're allowed to protest, but don't do anything illegal. Fair enough? Fair enough. But bringing in the National Guard was just taking it way too far and going over the heads of the people in power in California. It's just completely wrong to go over the states. What do you think on that? California didn't ask for the National Guard. The National Guard branch of the military which is trained to kill at a protest. What could go wrong? Just send in more police officers from California. You didn't need to bring in the National Guard. It just feels like trying to exercise a flex of power on the people that didn't need to happen.
When the downward spiral began. he doubled down on his dangerous National Guard deployment by fanning the flames even harder. And the president, he did it on purpose. As the news spread throughout LA, anxiety for family and friends ramped up. Protests started again. By night, several dozen lawbreakers became violent and destructive. They vandalized property. They tried to assault police officers. Many of you have seen the video clips of cars burning on cable news. If you incite violence, I want to be clear about this. If you incite violence or destroy our communities, you're going to be held to account. That kind of criminal behavior will not be tolerated. Full stop. Already more than 220 people have been arrested, and we're reviewing tapes to build additional cases, and people will be prosecuted to the...
I do hope that people are prosecuted. I hope that people who were there, that were rioting, that were burning down cars, and that were busting open people's shops and stealing and hurting and harassing other people, I really hope that they are all prosecuted for the taking advantage of a situation like that, because you're just a scumbag if you do that. Like, you don't stand for anything good. All you're doing is bringing down the protest and the people who are there who are trying to make a difference because you're trying to take advantage of a situation. You belong in prison. You're a criminal.
The fullest extent of the law. Again, thanks to our law enforcement officers and the majority of Angelenos who protested peacefully, the situation was winding down and was concentrated in just a few square blocks downtown. But that's not what Donald Trump wanted. He again chose escalation. He chose more force. He chose theatrics over public safety. He federalized another 2,000 Guard members. He deployed more than 700 active U.S. Marines. These are the men and women trained for foreign combat, not domestic law enforcement. We honor their service. We honor their bravery. But we do not want our streets militarized by our own armed forces, not in LA, not in California, not anywhere. We're seeing unmarked cars in school parking lots, kids afraid of attending their own graduation. Trump is pulling a military dragnet all across Los Angeles, well beyond his stated intent to just go after violent and serious criminals. His agents are arresting dishwashers, gardeners, day laborers, and seamstresses. That's just weakness masquerading as strength. Donald Trump's government isn't protecting our communities. They're traumatizing our communities. And that seems to be the entire point. California will keep fighting. We'll keep fighting on behalf of our people, all of our people, including in the courts. Just yesterday, we filed a legal challenge to Donald Trump's reckless deployment.
Told you. Ryan Macbeth's newest video gives a political, neutral, and legal review of the National Guard being called in by Trump. Oh, thank you so much. Let me write that down, actually. 1 second. Get a pen. Ryan Macbeth. Okay. I'll watch it. We can watch it after this video. Thanks for saying that, though. Really appreciate it.
Of American troops to a major American city. Today, we sought an emergency court order to stop the use of the American military to engage in law enforcement activities across Los Angeles. If some of us could be snatched off the streets without a warrant, based only on suspicion or skin color, then none of us are safe. Authoritarian regimes begin by targeting people who are least able to defend themselves, but they do not stop there. Trump and his loyalists, they thrive on division because it allows them to take more power and exert even more control. And by the way, Trump, he's not opposed to lawlessness and violence as long as it serves him. What more evidence do we need than January 6th? I ask everyone, take time, reflect on this perilous moment. A president who wants to be bound by no law or constitution, perpetuating a unified assault on American traditions. This is a president who in just over 140 days has fired government watchdogs that could hold him accountable for corruption and fraud. He's declared a war on culture, on history, on science, on knowledge itself. Databases, quite literally, are vanishing. He's delegitimizing news organizations, and he's assaulting the First Amendment. And the threat of defunding them, at threat, he's dictating what universities themselves can teach. He's targeting law firms and the judicial branch that are the foundations of an orderly and civil society.
This man is popping off so hard. Oh my God. Like, wow. Like, you tell them, Gavin, go on, pop off, continue, keep telling us how Trump is making a dictatorship out of America. Please do. Like, you can tell he's angry. Jeez. Like, I think it's great that somebody is standing up to him. This is awesome, though.
He's calling for a sitting governor to be arrested for no other reason than to, in his own words, for getting elected. And we all know this Saturday, he's ordering our American heroes, the United States military, and forcing them to put on a vulgar display to celebrate his birthday, just as other failed dictators have done in the past.
In fairness, who here is okay with 45 million being spent on Donald Trump's birthday this Saturday? Who would be happier seeing that 45 million going towards helping your infrastructure in America, or helping your school systems or healthcare, or anything else you think 45 million could be used to help you? Like, seriously, just a question. The debt? Wouldn't you rather see 45 million in debt go away rather than 45 million spent on an inflated man's ego on his birthday? For veterans, there's tons of bridges and schools that need that 45 million. It's his own money he's using. I don't think so. I heard it's 45 million in tax money. Let me see. Where's my phone? Is the 45 million for Trump's birthday tax money? No, it says here on the it says on CBS News that it's the taxpayers' money to foot the bill. And a Senator, Adam Schiff, has also made a comment about it on Twitter. The Economic Times also is saying that it's an estimated cost from 25 million to 45 million for taxpayers. Fortune also says that Trump's military parade will cost taxpayers up to 45 million. Are you going to say that Fortune, the Economic Times, are also liars? US Today, taxpayers millions, 45 million on Trump's parade. Like, it's your choice if you refuse to see and to say that it is lies, but, you know, I can't help you if you're stupid, like.
Look, this isn't just about protests here in Los Angeles. When Donald Trump sought blanket authority to commandeer the National Guard, he made that order apply to every state in this nation. This is about all of us. This is about you. California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived. He's taking a wrecking ball to our founding fathers' historic project. 3 co-equal branches of independent government. There are no longer any checks and balances. Congress is nowhere to be found. Speaker Johnson has completely abdicated that responsibility. The rule of law has increasingly been given way to the rule of Don. The founding fathers, they didn't live and die to see this kind of moment. It's time for all of us to stand up. Justice Brandeis, he said it best. In a democracy, the most important office, with all due respect, Mr. President, is not the presidency, and it's certainly not governor. The most important office is office of citizen. At this moment, we all need to stand up and be held to account, a higher level of accountability. If you exercise your First Amendment rights, please do it peacefully. I know many of you are feeling deep anxiety, stress, and fear, but I want you to know that you are the antidote to that fear and that anxiety. What Donald Trump wants most is your fealty, your silence to be complicit in this moment. Do not give in to him.
It was a really good speech, though, in fairness. I think, I don't know what he's like as a governor, but that was a really good speech. And I think if you're looking at it just from the speech, it's pretty based. I love how people on YouTube are saying stupid and you just Googled for your info. I'm sorry, I don't take the undying word of people on Fox News for what I should take as fact. I go and look it up online. How is that? How in 2025 are you calling somebody stupid for fact checking on Google? Where are you supposed to fact check? I'm sorry, that's my question. Genuinely, how are you supposed to fact check something? Help me out here. Because facts hurt their feelings. Mood. Right. Yeah, and what are you supposed to do? Oh wait, this person told me to look up Ryan Macbeth. 1 second. Why America doesn't have riot police. It doesn't seem like he has talked about the National Guard. Is this it that I was told to watch?
Why doesn't America have federal riot police? This question actually came from a viewer of mine who lives in India, and I gotta tell you, man, there's a couple of reasons why trying to create some kind of American federal riot police might actually break the country more than it fixes it. Quick plug first, YouTube demonetized another one of my videos. If you got $5, I could really use your support at ryanbeth.substack.com. A lot of good resources there, including lots of slides for classes. So
I was like, is that an Irish flag?
About why America doesn't have riot police from an Indian viewer. And in countries like India, you do have full-time centrally controlled units like the CRPF who are trained to manage unrest. But in the United States, we send in the National Guard. These are part-time soldiers, teachers, plumbers, accountants during the day. Occasionally they put on a uniform during times of crisis. So why doesn't the U.S. just build a professional paramilitary force for civil unrest? Because that kind of force wouldn't just clash with rioters, it would clash with America's entire identity. Never mind the fact that rioting is more the exception than the rule in America. Now, unlike India or France, the U.S. doesn't have a single unified police force. We have like around 18,000 law enforcement agencies. A lot of foreigners don't understand this, but we have local police, county sheriffs who run the jails and serve warrants, state troopers, highway patrol, transit police, tribal police. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Jesus Christ, how many police do you need? Oh my God, that is crazy. And that's not counting the FBI and the CIA. What the fuck?
America was built with this whole idea that the federal government doesn't touch local law enforcement unless things get really bad. Like Civil War bad. Now, the other Civil War. It's called federalism, and it runs deep in our DNA. Federalism is the system of government where power is divided between a central or national government and regional or state governments. You don't want Washington, D.C. sending riot troops into Omaha or Atlanta without a really good reason. That's how you lose trust really fast. So when things go sideways, Ferguson, Missouri, Minneapolis, the LA riots in 1990, who handles it? The National Guard, citizen soldiers, people from that state who have skin in the game and can relate to their local citizens. Why the Guard? Because they're under state control, not federal. A governor calls them up, not the president. This is under Title 32 U.S. Code 5.
So even this dude here says that the president is not allowed to call them in. The president is not allowed to call in the National Guard. It has to be the governor.
502F. That is an important distinction. And yeah, it might seem kind of weird that people who were driving delivery trucks and teaching kids last week are now manning checkpoints, but it works. It works in this uniquely American way. It allows states to handle their own problems with military-grade backup without Washington stepping in and looking like the new redcoats. But Ryan, the president activated the California National Guard out from under the governor of California. Yes, he did.
I love this dude. You get my follow. Y'all get my follow on that one. That was brilliant. What a legend. Go on.
And the current president's rationale was that the governor of California was doing nothing about the rioting in Los Angeles. Some people have said that the president's actions were deliberately inflammatory, escalatory. That's not my lane. I talk about facts. Fact is that the U.S. president does have a right to activate the National Guard federally under the Insurrection Act of 1807. And some people have said the law needs to be updated. Cool, let's have that conversation, but right now the law is the law. So why not just build federal riot police like India's CRPF or France's CRS? It's because in the U.S. that would set off every freaking constitutional alarm bell in the room. We get really no step on sneck when stuff like that happens. Full-time federally controlled national riot police would blur the line between civil policing and military occupation. You think people get mad about the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms when they arrest somebody for having a short-barreled shotgun? Imagine a unit rolling into your town with matching uniforms, armored vehicles, no local accountability. That's when Americans start putting on their plate carriers and Hawaiian shirts. Americans don't like federal boots on the ground, especially when they're telling you what you can and can't do in your own backyard. Now, we do have a general law about using federal troops for performing law enforcement. It's called the Posse Comitatus Act. It's 10 U.S. Code 1385. It restricts the use of the U.S. military for domestic policing. And any new federal riot force would basically walk right into that legal minefield, not to mention the political blowback. And also, who's going to pay for this thing? You know, one of the viewer questions in the email asked, why didn't the police seal off critical infrastructure like freeway ramps during the LA riots? And I think he might be talking about the LA riots of 1990, which happened after police accused of beating an African-American motorist were acquitted of their crimes. The reason is that no one was ready. The Los Angeles Police Department wasn't trained or equipped for a riot of the size of the 1990 LA riots. Even the after-action report said the police were not psychologically prepared for the riot. And no federal unit was just sitting around ready to roll. So it fell to the California National Guard. You needed like 72 hours to deploy in force. And yes, I know the Marine Corps also deployed. But by the time the National Guard showed up, you had whole neighborhoods on fire. Could a federal force have stopped it faster? Maybe, but at what cost? And the optics of federal riot troops suppressing American citizens would have made things worse. Sound familiar? And here's the crazy part. Even when it looks like America's unraveling, it usually doesn't. I think the whole reason the George Floyd protests lasted so long was that it happened during the pandemic. People were home. They were going stir crazy inside their house, and they had an excuse to go out and exercise their constitutional rights in what they considered to be a good and honorable cause. We don't need a standing riot control force because our system is designed to decentralize power, not centralize control. And
it makes sense. It makes sense. I wasn't asking why you have any riot police or anything like that, but I guess it makes sense in the way, he did have the right under the law to bring in the National Guard to California, but it's also not okay that he didn't ask the governor of California first, especially if he's already hands-on with the situation. So then Trump said that he wanted him arrested. Wait.
Continuing to follow the latest out of Los Angeles, where California Governor Gavin Newsom is now saying that he will file a lawsuit against the Trump administration for deploying National Guard troops without his request. It's a move he is slamming as, quote, unconstitutional.
Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire ever since he announced he was taking over the National Guard. An illegal act, an immoral act, an unconstitutional act.
And for more on this, we're joined now by Axios senior politics reporter Mark Caputo. Mark, is the governor right?
I don't know. I'm not a constitutional scholar nor expert, and the courts will decide that issue.
So how has what we've seen this weekend from President Trump how has it played in?
Why is this man here? That was the first question she asked. Is he correct? I'm sorry, I'm not qualified for this job. Why are you there?
To the larger political agenda of his.
Well, I would imagine both Newsom and Trump have their own political agendas, and so far, the Trump White House, which is what I cover, thinks that this is the fight that they wanted. Not sure what Gavin Newsom thinks, but I doubt he's acting the way he is without thinking it's a winning hand for him. For Trump, he's having some trouble passing his major tax cut and immigration policy bill. And the news that came out of Los Angeles, his reaction to it, and then Newsom's reaction to it is going to make it easier, and they're doing it now, for Trump's White House to begin messaging to Republicans saying, you're either with Trump and with immigration enforcement and this bill, or you're with Gavin Newsom and people waving Mexican flags in front of burning cars set aflame by rioters.
Which is totally unfair to only put people, as happens a lot in America, in black and white, in red and blue, in one side or the other side. A lot of people are out there protesting as well because they don't want their rights to be taken away. They can see that people are being indiscriminately taken from their homes and from their places of work. And sure, it's the brown and black people today, but what happens when it's you tomorrow just because you looked at someone wrong, or you sent the wrong message, or you put out the wrong tweet?
That's the choice that you're going to start hearing the White House make publicly. They're making it privately now to Congress to get their legislation passed.
And do you think this is also a warning shot to other blue states?
It could be. I think it's more of a warning shot to other people who might protest. Now, I'm not in Los Angeles. I have not done any reporting down there on the ground. I am prisoner to what I've seen on
Who
the media
is this
and
lad?
social media, so I cannot say exactly what happened and what sparked this. But we do know that there are burning cars, there are rioters there. Now, that's not.
I'm sorry, I can't listen to nine minutes of this guy talk about like random stuff. Like, I don't even know what his job is. Like, he keeps saying that I'm not qualified to talk about this. Then why are you there? Like, I'm sorry, that makes absolute no sense. But Trump said that I had the video. I just don't know where it is. I think this is it. My ear was blown.
Newsom is he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget. What does your intel tell you about these people causing all the problems?
I'm sorry, but under budget, but you want taxpayers to pay $45 million for a parade? How is that under budget? Just saying. The people who are causing the problem, the people who are rioting, are actually paid to be there, and they should all be in jail. If you're there at the protests, you should be in jail. That's what he says about you. Nice one. Nice one. Can't say I agree. So here's my next question. Is there any Californians here? I know it's very early for California, Washington, and Oregon. If you're watching on YouTube, by the way, please come and join us on Twitch. Would greatly appreciate your love and support over on my Twitch page. But question for the Californians. Are there any in the chat? Yes, no, maybe. Do you think that, would you be happy if California seceded from the United States? It'd be better if there was more Californians here to answer that. But do you think that it would be better for California to secede? Let them leave. We don't want them. I think it would actually be great. To what, though? California state. California country. They would be their own country, California. They would give no more federal... They would no longer give their 45 million... I think it's 40 something billion a year to federal taxes. They would be their own state. They'd keep their own money. They could have their own trade with their own... trade routes with their own countries that they want to, and they would answer to no one except for to the country of California. How would it be hard for California to survive by itself? Tell me why it would be hard for California to survive by itself. The fourth biggest economy in the world. How would it struggle to survive by itself? It's the other way around. The United States would struggle without California. Total federal tax California pays is $806 billion. Is that a year? But importing and exporting would be hard, no? For the other states in America, sure. But not for Californians. Californians, they have already their shipping routes. Some of the biggest shipping routes coming from China. They'd be able to open up all of their trading with China again and not have any tariffs. So that would be a win for California. They also have a large amount of produce that comes out of California. Vegetables, fruit, other stuff that we can't talk about. But they also have that coming out of California. They have one of the biggest IT centers in the world. California would be fine. It would survive nearly without a hiccup without the rest of America, and they'd get to keep all of their money to make California a better place for Californians. How much of that comes from the States? How much of what comes from the States? California would be a standalone state. That would be sufficient. Let's see. Would California... Let's ask Groke! My bestie, Groke. Grork, whatever the frick his name is. Let's go ask him. I love asking Grork. We trust in Grok or whatever the goddamn name is. Would California be able to survive as its own country if it seceded from the United States? California's potential to survive as an independent country hinges on its economic, political, and social strengths, weighed against the significant challenges. Its economy, the fifth largest global in 2023, with a GDP of $4 trillion, surpasses many nations, driven by tech hubs like Silicon Valley, agriculture, and entertainment. It has robust infrastructure, including major ports, 40% of U.S. imports, and a diverse, skilled population of 39 million. Natural resources like fertile farmland, water, and renewable energy potential. Its progressive governance and cultural influence could foster a cohesive national identity. However, secession would face hurdles. Economically, California relies on federal funding, $100 billion annual. $100 billion? But I thought they give 804 every year for programs like Medicaid and infrastructure. Losing this could strain public services. I think they'd survive. Trade distributions, new tariffs, and what's that word? Renegotiating international agreements could hit exports. Military, it lacks a standing army, though it could repurpose the California National Guard 1,800 troops and leverage its defense industry. Water scarcity, despite infrastructure, remains a vulnerability with reliance on the Colorado River and droughts risks. Politically, secession would require constitutional amendments, federal consent, both. I think that's actually ridiculous, though. Like, why do you need federal consent in order to leave? Like, if a state wants to leave, they should be allowed to. It would be interesting to see how much that has changes in the last few years with so many tech companies relocating out of Cali. That was in 2023. That was just a year and a half ago. It's not that long ago. Because it's the Federal Republic, not a trade union like the EU. But if a state wants to leave, they shouldn't have to ask everyone else if they're allowed to leave. That just seems completely unfair. Like, if a complete population of a state doesn't want to be in the United States anymore, isn't that kind of unfair for the rest of the states to say, no, you're not allowed to leave? Because at that point, it just feels like you're unfairly keeping a state there that doesn't want to be there. We had the Civil War because several states wanted to leave the Union, and they did so violently. What you mean? The government owns the state. Oh, I think that's so bad. I personally wouldn't care if they left. They make our country look bad. Okay. I'd be happy for California if they left. I'd be happy for Washington and Oregon if they left with California. Okay, you realize majority of the land accounted for is actual federal land. I don't understand what you mean by federal land. Like, why if a state wants to leave, then why isn't it allowed to leave? Can Colorado leave too? I think if any state wants to leave and become its own country, it should be allowed to. You shouldn't have to ask permission from the overlords, because obviously they're going to say no. But do you not think that's unfair, that that's not the way that it works? The country owns the land. But do you think that's fair? That's what I'm asking you. Like, do you think that's fair? If Texas wanted to leave, should that not be the rights of the Texans to want to be their own country? But if you rent a house from a person, you cannot take the house without permission, no? But it's their state. It's the state of California. Are you saying that California actually doesn't belong to California? Then why call it a state? I don't understand. Like, so is that what you're saying? The state of California doesn't actually belong to California? It's not like if County Cork wanted to break away from the rest of Ireland. This feels like when Ireland wanted to break away from the United Kingdom and it took 100 years of battling it out in court. Do you own whatever country you live in? Ireland owns its own country. Yes, Ireland is the Republic of Ireland. It is owned. Like, the state is owned by the federal government. That is so fucked. Yeah, but I'm not talking on behalf of 39 million people. Like, saying that I'm the person who owns Ireland, like, or owns a place. Like, should people not have the right to want to be their own country if the whole country wants to leave? Like, it's an extremely totalitarian mindset to think that you don't own this, even if you call yourself a Californian, even if you don't want to be, you have to stay. Do you not see that as being bad? If Scotland wants to leave the UK, do you think the UK government would let that happen? That is not something I would say. I wouldn't... Look, if I were you, Mojave, are you Scottish? Do you live in Scotland? Just curious. I would not say that to a Scottish person. That is not a good idea. You would get a very, very angry Scottish person replying to you. It's not similar whatsoever, because Scotland has wanted to leave the UK and they've been fighting to leave the UK. And it's becoming kind of like the same situation that happened with the Republic of Ireland trying to leave the UK. I wouldn't, if I were you, never say that to a Scottish person. You'll get a very angry Scottish person giving you a there you go. There's probably a Scottish person in the chat there giving you their answer. The Scottish people don't want to be part of the UK. Like, not as in British people who live in Scotland, like Scottish Republicans. They don't want to be part of the UK. They want their own country. Like, if I'd say, if you ask Chris if she was here, if you asked her if she wanted Scotland to be an independent country, she would probably say yes. No, Scotland wouldn't be joining the Nordic countries. They'd be joining Ireland in the Celtic nations. That is a fact. Like, I'll be just be careful, like, making those comparisons. That's a very touchy subject. I wouldn't say sorry. I wouldn't do it if I were you. Then you got to think a lot of people in the US would want to leave the US, but yeah, break away from the US is not something that is easily done, because there's legal process that has to be done, was agreed upon when states became states. So I live in the United States right here, and been an attempt to leave the United States. I believe it was called Chaz or something, and it failed horribly and got shut down. Basically what was happening in the US is ICE doing raids on people's homes. Okay. But the bottom line for this conversation is, I think this is complete and utter bullshit that that California isn't allowed to just leave. And I think this is a problem with countries being a part of a system, because when the system starts to fail and it doesn't make sense for said countries or states to want to be part of this system anymore, and you're not allowed to leave, it feels very totalitarian. You don't have a choice. You're stuck here. You know what I mean? Like, the states should always have a choice. You're not American. This is an issue you speak on if never been here. Yeah, it is an issue that I can speak on, because Ireland has done this. There had to be 3 home rule bills over the space of nearly 60 years in order for Ireland to become a separate state from the United Kingdom. First, it was 4 home rule bills? I thought it was 3. I thought the third home rule bill was the bill that got us to the Irish state. And then we had to work for another 20 years for the Republic of Ireland. And I think it's very wrong of you to say that people aren't allowed to speak on different topics because they're not from a certain country, because, again, it's a very narrow-minded mindset to think that because someone is from a different country, they can't have an opinion on what's happening in your country, because it's good to have outside opinions on things, because other countries have gone through this exact situation. So it's ignorant, narrow-minded to say that other people shouldn't weigh in on this matter. Does that make sense? You should always want to get an outside perspective on things that are happening. We are only 250 years old. Ireland's not even 100 years old. What's your point? I think that every person should be allowed to give their opinion about other countries. Like saying that you should stay out of other countries' business and not make an opinion on something is not a good way to be. California is fine. I don't think so. I wouldn't think so. That's just my opinion. Just like I say every stream, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me on my opinion, but if you're rude, then you're going to be banned from the stream. Like, you have to understand that people are entitled to their opinions, and just because you don't agree with someone else's opinion, you shouldn't tell them that they're not allowed to have any kind of opinion on something. Okay, I'll make it easy. Thanks, Kieran, for making it easy. Like, it's this thing that Americans love to talk about, but they hate when people exercise it. Freedom of speech. I'm exercising my freedom of speech. If you don't like it, don't be here. Have you ever been to the States? Nope. Too expensive. Too poor. But that was an interesting conversation, if I do say so myself. Does anyone else have any hot takes for us? Did anything else happen in the past 2 days that I missed while I was editing and getting my nails done yesterday? Clara, guess what? What? Please tell me. What state would you like to visit if you could? In order? Oh, wait, 1 second. Oh my God, dude, thank you so much. I was just reading an email. I got front page. I'm being put on the front page for the 24th of July. And thank you so much, Finn. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Cody! Cody! I know he's out here. I can feel it in my nuggets. Oh my God, stop. I literally just watched that movie 2 weeks ago and I really want to rewatch it now just because of Chicken Joe. Thank you so much for the 25 subs though, man. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. Front page though, front page. So I had an idea for the front page and I was going to say to you, unless anyone else has any ideas on what ye would like to do for the front page, like, you know, I'm all ears. I should make a suggestion box just for that. But I was thinking, you know, the way we've done like bracket tournaments every other time we've been on the front page? I was thinking we could do a bracket tournament for places you'd like to go on for summer holiday. And then we could see which country wins, where you would like to go on summer holidays the most. What do you think? Thoughts? And thank you again. That was so nice of you, dude. Oh. I have to pick up a box from Posty. What's summer holidays? Like a vacation. You call it a vacation in the States? So, like, where would your top summer destination be? So, like, if you were to say, like, so I'd like all of you to, like, put a place in, like, a suggestion box I'll put up, and I'll put all of them into, like, a bracket tournament, and then we can decide in polls who wins. So it'll be like, Australia versus Cyprus, or Greece versus Morocco, or Florida versus Brazil. And then whichever one wins, if it's close to me, I could try and go there for ye. Try. Yeah, but it's not a vacation, it's a summer vacation. And I'm telling you, you do not want to go to Japan during the summer. It's hot. It's humid. You don't want to be there. The Japanese don't even want to be there. It's so fucking nasty, like. It's so nasty and sweaty and icky and ugh. Ireland, summer, hit and miss. Scotland, summer, hit and miss. Tokyo, hot, humid, nasty. Iceland, if you're okay with the midnight sun, go ahead. Sweden, if you're okay with the midnight sun, go ahead. Hotter than Texas. Same temperature as Texas, but 100% humidity. 100% humidity. Gagging. No, thank you. I would never go to Japan during summer. So Finnish summer is something that you can live with. Yeah, Finnish summer is nice. Like, it doesn't get too hot. It's not humid. It's nice and dry. It's Gucci-like. Other than the bugs. There's loads of bugs in Finland as well because there's so much stagnant water. As a resident of Florida in the United States, it's the same as Tokyo. There you go. Just think about being in the armpit of Florida. That's Tokyo. About that, I'm from South Texas. It's 100 degrees, 100 humidity where I live. I didn't think Texas was a humid place. I thought it'd be arid and dry, like Arizona. I didn't think you'd have, like, high humidity. But interesting. Is there not midnight sun in Finland? There is. It really threw me off because I was playing games with Blackie and Timmy on Tuesday night, and I hopped off at like 12:30, and I went to the bathroom, which has a massive window in front of it, and it was like 9 o'clock. It looked like it could have been easily 9 o'clock. I should take a picture for you and put it on the Discord sometime. Actually, that'll give away my location. But it's very, very bright here at 1 a.m. Like, it completely throws you off. Like, you have no idea. Oh, Flynn, you're gonna hate us. You're gonna hate us so fucking much. You're gonna hate us so much, Flynn. I'm so sorry. We'll do it again with you, I promise. But myself, Blackie, and Timmy, we finished the Equilibrium Beast. I'm sorry. We didn't even mean to. We didn't even mean to. We didn't even expect to. We were dying every fucking second, and we were just like trying to get each other up. And Timmy and Blackie were drinking, so I didn't see any of. I literally didn't see that happening. But we've done it once. We can do it again. I'm sorry. We'll do it again with you today. We'll get you there, man. We'll get you there. We'll do it first try, baby. First try. No, don't leave us. Don't break up the team. Don't break up the team. No. You can't break up. You don't leave us. Don't be upset. I just didn't think we'd do it. Because we ain't doing the beast. What, you don't want to do the beast? Why not? against the Nameless King. Why? The one after the beast is the centaur. Not. We're going for the fish. What you mean? As in, like, the final boss? You want to do the final boss? I don't want to do the final boss until we finish the rest of the boss, though. Because the fucker owes me blood. Oh, man. We gotta get the other ones, though, first. I can't walk in. And I've also swapped to the Duchess now, too. I'm still trying to finish the Revenant. I have to finish the Revenant in order to get... I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I had no time. I wanted to unlock the Revenant, but I still haven't had time. I don't have time to play games by myself. I don't even have time to breathe by myself. I have to do 7 kilometers, which is like 5 miles every day walking. So, like, that takes an hour and a half, and that's my time when I'm watching Castlevania. By the way, if you haven't seen Castlevania, I highly recommend watching it. I am on episode 4, season 1, which is the last episode of season 1. It's so good. It's so good. Like, I can't believe I've gone 5 years without watching Castlevania. It's so good. Highly recommend it. I don't know what happened, so don't spoil it for me. But I'm pretty sure they're looking for your man from Helsing, Alucard, right now. It's so good. I've been gone for a week and all, because... Gone for a week where? Why is it so good? It's so good. It's actually really good. I actually really like it. It's something I've been watching just as I've been walking. It's good. You weep too? No. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to block everything behind me. Don't mind me. No. Don't look. I'm not. I'm not a weeb. Stop. Don't look. You know? No, that's not manga. That's DVDs. I own a lot of DVDs. Nothing to see here, folks. Just ignore the background. I promise it's a green screen. Someone actually asked me if it was a green screen a load of times. They were like, yeah, that's just a green screen behind you. And I was like, Jesus, if that was a green screen, I'd have so much money. I'd have so much money. So, I have more hot takes, though. Let me see. Let me get my phone out. Itchy. Okay. So, this one, it really annoys me. And it's on par with Pride. So, put up your hands, anyone in the chat who recognizes as someone within the Pride community. Hands up if you recognize within the Pride community. So my next question is, does anyone recognize as bisexual? I used to recognize as bisexual, but now I recognize as pansexual. But this only goes for people who are bisexual. And if you're asking what the difference between pansexual and bisexual is, bisexual means you only are attracted to people who are within the two traditional genders of female and male, as in like old school, recognized as a woman or recognized as a man. Pansexual is when it doesn't really matter. You more care about, you don't care what they have. That's pansexual. Pansexual means all. So Sapio, no. I'm pretty sure that attraction to personality is demisexual. But anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, come and join us on Twitch. Would greatly appreciate your support. So here's my problem. And it really annoys me. And you always see this happening, and I've seen this happen for years. If you see people who are bisexual and a dude, you always see people being like, yeah, they're just closet gay. Yeah, they'll come out in a few years. Don't worry. Like, you know, they're just gay and they just need a few more years. Or if you see girls who are bi, they always hear stuff like, you're only doing it for attention. Like, you have a boyfriend, don't you? Yeah, you're not bi. You're literally just doing this for like just the attention. You know, it's cute or whatever, but if you're bi and you're going out with someone who is the opposite sex, then you're basically just an ally. And, you know, thanks for being an ally. I've seen it happen so much, and it really, really annoys me. And I think it's so hypocritical from a community that is supposed to be open to people expressing their sexuality and who they're attracted to in a safe space, but the community itself are completely against fluidity. Because the whole thing about bisexual is that you have a fluid attraction to people. And that it doesn't matter if someone is a dude or if someone is a girl. Like, that's the point. You're bisexual. You find both of them attractive. There's fluidity in your attraction to people. But so many people just can't get their head around that in a community that's supposed to be open to this. It makes me laugh so much. Like, that's why some gay spaces push them out, because people want to think they have a fluid mindset, but they actually don't. It's so crazy. Sometimes gatekeeping is important. What are you gatekeeping? Like, it's literally LGB. 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 LGBT. It's in the acronym. It's ridiculous. I don't understand how people can, like, say that bi people don't count. It's crazy. In my experience, gay people kicking out bisexuals like me is more along the lines of they don't believe we're actually in the men. They believe we're just lonely and willing to stick in. That's just weird. No, that I don't believe that at all. I just think that people are more conservative than they actually want to let themselves believe, because it's a conservative value to don't opinions matter. But how can you say that people are invalid for, and then telling them that they're lying or saying that they're just closet gay? Like, do you not think that very horrible opinion to have about somebody. Like, you're completely telling people that their thoughts and sexualities are invalid because you have an opinion. That's wrong. Wait until you wrap your head around the entity of the ENM umbrella. I don't know what that is. Both I like man as woman and women in general. I had a GF, but never again. But it's just annoying, I think. And if you are bisexual and you're watching this, and you do have people tell you that you're invalid for being bisexual, or if you're a girl and people tell you, and if you have a boyfriend, that you're not actually bisexual because, you know, you have a boyfriend and you're just faking it, or if you're a dude and you're bisexual and people tell you you're closet gay, just tell them that their thoughts are actually very harmful and they have a very conservative ideology on fluidity and they're not actually progressive people and they just pretend to be progressive and that they're gatekeeping the pride community in the ways that are actually extremely harmful towards members of the pride community. It's just not fair, and it shouldn't happen. Have you ever been to any pride events? I don't like parades, so I'm just not into it. Like, Pride in Helsinki is on the 28th of June, and I want to go, but I also don't want to go because I'm just very autistic when it comes to like large groups of people, if that makes sense. I'm entitled to my opinion is just another way of saying I'm closed-minded. I don't agree with that. Saying you're entitled to your opinion is true, but if your opinion is bigoted or homophobic or any kind of phobia involved in it towards other people and it's harmful, then that's just a way for you to justify a bad take. I'd rather stay at home in 99.99% of situations. Same. Literally same. And I hate when people make me feel bad for wanting to stay at home because like there was a situation recently where I was supposed to go out. It was when I was in Ireland and I just really don't like going out a lot. I like, if I'm in the mood for going out, I'll go out. But if I feel any kind of anxiety, I just really don't want to do it because if I get more anxious in public, I will literally have a breakdown. Like, I will properly, like, freak out. And I don't like that happening in public. And I don't like talking about it a lot because I feel like not really anyone understands what it's like when you just don't want to be around large groups of people. And it's not like I don't like being around people. I do like being around people. But if I just don't feel like it that day, I just don't feel like it. But there was an event that I missed recently. Well, not recently, but when I was in Ireland. And everyone was giving out to me. Like, I mean, everyone. Except for Timmy. He was like, everyone was like, no, you should go No, you should go. No, you should definitely go. You should go and hang out with your family. You should go and hang out with your cousins. You shouldn't be inside. It's you're 29. You should be out in town having drinks. And I'm just like, what if I just don't feel like it though? Yeah, but you should. But I don't. But you know, there's other people that would really want to be in your shoes and able to go out. But what if I don't want to? Like, I don't understand why you want to make me feel guilty for just not wanting to do something and just wanting to stay at home. Does anyone else get that? Like, it's really weird. I just don't like crowds. I get very overwhelmed very quickly. But I could also be at home with drinks and a good show. Exactly. I can watch the game at home on my couch with the drink and my friends in an environment that I want to be in, not stuck somewhere I don't want to be with people I don't really like. Yeah, I just really have to be in the mood, because if I'm not in the mood and then I get forced to go, I'm going to be an absolute, like, I'm just going to be dead behind the eyes, trying to put on a face. It's why I don't have a lot of friends either. I understand. I understand you on that. So if you ever wonder why you don't see me anywhere, it's because I think people forget that I'm actually super autistic. Like, super autistic. I really need, if I do ever go to a convention in the UK, I need to get that, like, green lanyard with the sunflowers on it, because I just get super overwhelmed. It's crazy. It's like, ugh. You don't want to socialize, but people make you feel guilty for it. Make you feel guilt for being anxious about being in crowd. It sounds like it's not that they're bad people. It's just they don't understand what it's like to be someone who doesn't like to be overwhelmed. Lanyard? Did I say lantern? Lanyard? Yes, I am autistic. Sorry, I said lanyard. Lanyard, yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. It's a hidden disability lanyard, so that you know that people with, yeah, it has like loads of sunflowers all over it, and people in the UK and Ireland wear it if you have a hidden disability. Yeah, it's I think it's just yeah. And I wouldn't wear it because I want people to act a certain way around me. I would just wear it so that people can be aware that if I'm just not okay somewhere, I'm going to go somewhere else. Because I literally had a meltdown at TwitchCon in Paris, and I just needed to be away from the people and the noise for a few minutes. Because it literally felt like I was underwater in a submarine. Like, my ears and my vision was just completely gone. And I just needed a few minutes, like, to come back down and depressurize, basically. It was weird. But anywho. Oh, this is a lot of my hot takes are very, like, I think about them when things happen. But this is another hot take that I think is interesting. Oh, Blackie, thank you so much, dude. That's so nice of you. Genuinely, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dude. That is so nice of you. Mwah. So how many people here have kids? Anyone in the chat got kids? You got them kids? And if you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to drop a like and drop a follow. Would greatly appreciate it. You got them kids? So how many of you have kids that are of like 14 to 18? Hi. Hope you're having a good day in work. 18 and 22. Okay. So for the people who have kids or anyone, but I wanted to put it towards the people who have kids first. But do you think that it's important for kids to work during their summer break? Can we get a poll, please, on Twitch? Like working in like cinemas or in Starbucks or in coffee shops or places like that from the age of like 15 to 18. You can vote if you don't have kids. Like, do you think it's good for kids between 15 to 18 to have summer jobs, like proper summer jobs? Hire from Finland. Moi! Tervetuloa. So, hear me out on this. How many people here have like 2 weeks holidays from work every year? Like, you know, you're working all year and then you get your 2 weeks off in the summer. Do you take your 2 weeks off? You have 4 weeks off? That's awesome. 5 weeks off in summer and 1 in winter. That's cool. I have 6 weeks. Okay. So for the people that are saying they have 4 weeks or 5 weeks or 6 weeks off once a year. So when you are on your 5 or 6 weeks vacation, should you get a second job? During your 3 weeks off for your summer vacation, do you think that you should also get a second job? Hello, baby. A second job. Why? I think you should. But you're not holding down 2 jobs. When you're on your 5 weeks holidays, you should be putting yourself to good use and becoming a good citizen and working a job. Okay, but then why do you make your kids do it? Because if your kid is working very hard through school and they're working through exams and they're doing all their work for their leaving cert and fourth year and their SATs, and they've been working extremely hard throughout the year, do you not think that this 6 weeks, 8 weeks off that you get is not the time they should be taking to let their brain and their body rest? Because they have their whole lives to work all the time, but they only get a few years to be kids. And this is the whole thing of, we're going back to the let kids be kids, but you're not actually letting kids be kids and to rest. You can build character and help them get skills different ways than forcing them to have a job when they should be resting from a long year of studying. I'm not sure what schools are like in America, but when I was finished with school after my final year, I didn't do anything for 2 months. My brain was completely done because I was I was in school from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. Monday to Friday, and I was studying from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, with only an hour for break at 1 p.m. and an hour for break at 6 p.m. for dinner, for lunch and dinner, for 9 months. I only got one day off, which was Christmas Day, and also Easter Sunday. So I had 2 days off within the 9 months. That was it. So I think if kids are inside a really hard school system, that you shouldn't be working them over the summer as well. I just don't think it's fair. You're not letting kids be kids, as everyone likes to say. Yeah, most schools are 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the US. Yeah, no, this was a private school that I went to. It was specifically a school to study. Like, you had to do the grueling prison hours that I did. But the Irish school system, unless you're like extremely smart, it does require long hours of studying in order to get good grades in the exam. So like, even though you finish school at 4 p.m., you'll be in study from 5 p.m. until 8 or 9 p.m. every night. Most kids are. They go to study halls, and the study hall closes at like 9 o'clock at night. Do you not have study halls in America? Like after school study? In Japan, they do, and China, and Korea, and I'm not sure if they do in the UK, actually. Does the UK have after school study halls? No, it's not at home. You go to a specific place with other students into study halls to study. And you have someone sitting at the front of the hall and the back of the hall, making sure you're all just staring at your book for 4 hours. No, we don't know. Library is different. This isn't a library. This is a specific room. I'll show you. Um, um, so you'd all be in a room like this. Like, it would probably be inside a school, and everyone would be at their desks like this, just studying until 9 o'clock at night. Like, let me see if I can find a Japanese example. Because Japan has a special word for it. Yeah, it's in Japan they call it a cram school. So the teacher would be here and you're just like studying. That's it. That's what happens in Ireland. It will be in your class or in the detention room in America, but not till 9. That's called detention. No, it's called, you pay to go there. You pay to be there. They do special lessons in there for like if you're bad at maths or if you're bad at English or if you're bad at Irish. And you get extra study outside of school. And you have to pay to be there. That's crazy that you don't have that in America. I guess your school system is a lot. It's not a tutor. It's not a tutor. It's a tutor. You pay a lot more money. If you were going to study, you only pay like €100 for the semester. So for 12 weeks. If you're going to a tutor, it would cost you €100 per session with the tutor. So every week, €100. I think it's actually crazy. Because like, I think it's because in Ireland, the school system is really difficult. And there's such competition to get into universities and college courses that it's just extremely, extremely competitive. And the only other countries that can compare to it are the Japanese, Korean, and Chinese university exams because they do a points-based system just like us. After school classes are usually provided by the school here in the US. It's free for public schools. Nope, it's all paid for in Ireland. Our teachers only talk to us twice a week. Most days she just wrote the homework assignment in the school work assignment. Yeah, we didn't get homework. When it comes to like how hard is it to get into Trinity? It's not actually hard to get into Trinity College. It depends what you're going in for. Because I was looking at a course for like languages. So I was looking at Japanese and Chinese. And that was, when I was in school, it was 350 points, which is average. So, but if you want to do medicine in Trinity, it's not actually one of the best schools to do medicine. There's better university courses in Ireland for medicine. But a lot of people just want to go to Trinity because to have the bragging right of saying they do medicine in Trinity, if that makes sense. Trinity is not better than any other medicine school in Ireland. Like, I'm not sure which is the best one now, but in 2013, when I was doing the leaving, and then in 2016, it was Cork. I don't know what it is now though. But it was Cork. That was probably the best school for medicine. There's only a few schools that do medicine in Ireland. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's NUIG in Galway. GEMS course in UL, but you can't get into that. That's like you have to either have done a graduate degree or be a foreigner. Cork, medicine. Trinity, UCD. I think there's only 5 schools in Ireland that do medicine. Is that it? I don't know. Let me check. How many medicine schools in Ireland? 6. Oh, the Royal College of Surgeons. So Trinity, UCD, Cork, Galway, Limerick, and the one I was forgetting was the Royal College of Surgeons. So there's 6 schools. But there's only like, of all the major universities in Ireland, there's only Galway, Limerick, Cork, DCU, Dublin City University, UCD, University College Dublin, Trinity, Maynooth. I think there's only 7 universities in Ireland. I think. You have 9 medical schools. I think in Ireland there's only 7 universities. The rest of them, did you go to university? Yes, I went to Limerick University. Yeah, to have 7 is a lot. Like, we found out there one of the days last week that Ireland has the most degrees per country, per people. We do take it very seriously to go to university. Queen's University, Belfast, and Ulster's if you want. Nope! 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 Well, if you're going to count, you might as well throw Coleraine in there too then. Nope! You get those for yourself. There was enough controversy over them already within Irish history, to be fair. Oh, interesting though. There's over 200 medical schools in the US. But do you only count a few of them as being good schools, or do you count them all as being good schools? Oh, did you see that Bonnie Blue's petting zoo was cancelled? Jesus Christ almighty. Did anyone hear about the petting zoo? It's very bad. But here, I have a question for you before we talk about Bonnie Blue. I get very confused about this. I just don't understand. I need an American here to tell me how this works. So, you go to university, right? And let's say I want to do medicine in university. Can I do medicine at 18? But what's this whole thing about graduate school? Like, you have to be in Harvard graduate for medicine. What does pre-med mean? You graduate high school at 18. You need a bachelor's degree for 4 years. Then you can do a physician assistant, which takes 2 years. So you can practice medicine, but you don't have a doctorate. What's pre-med? Isn't most medical stuff end up being another 12 years of college? Yeah, isn't that just so dumb? I'm sorry, but why? So to become a doctor, you you go to 4-year and then pre-med and then you get into medical school. Why? So you can't do medicine at 18. You have to do pre-med. What the fuck is pre-med? It's common to complete a bachelor's before applying to medical school. This allows students to build a strong academic foundation. You mean waste time, explore their interests and gain experience that can be beneficial for their medical school applications. While some programs offer combined bachelor's medical degree options, the traditional path is to complete a bachelor's degree first. Do you not think that's an absolute waste of fucking time? Because in Ireland and other countries, you start medicine at 18. And money, a waste of money too. Because it takes like 9 years, 11 years to become a doctor in Ireland. You do 6 years in school and then you do 2 years in a hospital, and then you have to go back and do another 2 years. Then you do 2 more years, and then you kind of qualify as a doctor. So if you do it at 18, that means by 29 to 30, you're a qualified doctor. Dr. Mike on YouTube said that by the time he finally got a job as a family doctor, he was $500,000 in debt. That is crazy. I love Dr. Mike, though. Dr. Mike is great. Lads, do you not think that's the biggest waste of fucking time? No wonder the GEMS program in UL has so many Americans in it. That makes so much sense. Because one of my really good friends in university was an American from Orlando, Florida. And his dad was a doctor and his granddad was a doctor. And they sent him to go to university in Ireland because he could start medicine at 18. And they didn't want to make him waste time because he wanted to be a doctor. And it cost half the money. There's no difference between medicine and med school. It's the same thing. Like, if you want to do medicine, you go to med school. She did 4 years of school, then 5 years of medical school, which you do to see patients part through that back and forth. And she did 5 years of residency where she is solely. That just seems like such a waste of time. That's crazy. That's wrong. Why is it wrong? If you say you want to do medicine, you're going to go to a med school. Now, if you said you want to do pharmacy, that's different. But I guess if you do all of your in med school, do they all go to the same thing? Like, if you say you want to do dentistry in Ireland, you say you're going to be a dentist. You still do the same course as the med students, but you specialize in dentistry after 4 years. I think. I'm not sure though. I don't know anyone who did dentistry. But if you want to do pharmaceuticals, that's completely different. You would do pharmacy, which is different to medicine. Because the medicine students, they're not doing the same course, I'm pretty sure. I wish I had someone here that actually did medicine in Ireland. But they wouldn't be here. They're working. When you go to a college like Harvard, you're in med school, you just don't get to touch living patients. Well, for good reason. You're a child. What we call medicine pharmacy, not medical doctors. When we say medicine in Ireland, we're talking about doctors. And then if we're talking about, Someone who wants to do pharmacy, they'd do pharmacy. If there's someone who wants to do nursing, they do nursing. If there's someone who wants to do dentistry, they do dentistry. We don't. I don't think we group them all together because they're doing different jobs. You know, I can't think of anyone else who's in pharmacy. A lot of it comes from the hospitals pushing for more and more certificates in education to practice as a doctor. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense why you have to do 4 years before you do medicine. It just seems like a waste of time. I would never do that. Never. You can do... Wait, why can you do pharmacy at 18? Why can you be the dude that's prescribing drugs at 18, but you have to wait 4 years in order to be a doctor? What? What school in order to be a meth lab at pharmacy? I'm pretty sure that's what Walter did. Wasn't he? He was a pharmacist, wasn't he? Biochem. Was it? Or was it just straight up chemistry? I can't remember. I didn't like Breaking Bad that much. Here we go. Was he a chemist? Chemistry. To be a chemist. What do you call pharmacists chemists in America? Like someone who works at a pharmacy is a chemist. Yeah, the chemist fills out and handles the prescription. We call them the same thing. So, what's the difference in America? I call him the drug dealer. That's my drug dealer eye. That's funny. We call them pharmacists, and there's pharmacy tech that helps out but don't have the degree for it. Oh, we have a different word for that. My friend is the person who does that. We have a different word. Is anyone here from Ireland or the UK and you know what I'm talking about? The person who is working in the pharmacy but isn't the chemist? I can't remember. My friend is one, but I can't remember the term that she uses. I can't remember. I get my gummies from them. Dispensary. Is it a dispensary? Dispensary? I'll ask her. Receptionist? No, she's not a receptionist. She's training to be a pharmacist, but she's doing it through the shop. Maybe she is a tech. I'll ask her tonight because I have a few messages to answer from her. I'll say that we were talking about her on stream and be like, you know, what's your job? Is she an apprentice? I don't know. I'll have to ask her. She's not a pharmacist. No, she's training to be a pharmacist in the pharmacy. Like, she's not qualified, but she's the one that's in the shop. Because normally people who work in pharmacies, it's either the chemist or pharmacist. And then there's the people who are the farm techs, as you call them. Legal drug dealer, basically. Basically. So, as I was saying, did y'all hear about Bonnie Blue and the fucking petting zoo? It was cancelled. God bless. Thank you, Jesus, for cancelling that shit show, like. Pharmacy technician, pharmacist. Maybe she's the assistant. The what? So if you don't know, I'm unfortunate to fill you in on this. So this woman who is from the UK is an OnlyFans creator. And she is the woman who brags about having slept with 1,037 men in one day. Gagging. But she wanted to do a public exhibition where she puts herself in a glass box, and 2,000 men are allowed to do whatever they want with her. So she was calling it Bonnie Blue's Petting Zoo. It's extremely dangerous. It's not good what she was doing. It's so dangerous. They can do whatever they want to her. They could kill her, literally. I don't think she specified on what they couldn't do to her, but they could grape her, they could assault her, they could choke her out, they could break her bones, they could knock her unconscious. I don't think there was anything that specified on what they couldn't do to her while she was in the box. And she was letting 2,000 men come in and do whatever they wanted to her. So, I think that this is my opinion. And I think that anyone who wants to work on OnlyFans, you should be allowed to, because it creates a safe space for X work. And I think it's only good that there is a safe way for people to work in that industry, as it is an extremely historically known unsafe industry to work in. So, but I genuinely think that Bonnie Blue is the worst thing that could possibly happen to this whole problem with the manosphere, because this stunt that she wanted to do was just giving men, and young men especially, this idea that if a girl likes you, she should let you do whatever you want to her. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, you should let me do whatever I want if you like me, because that's what she's doing. That's the portrayal she's giving to young men. That's what it looks like from what I'm getting from this situation. And I think that's why this was stopped and it wasn't allowed, because it is giving a really, really bad precedent on how men should treat women. It's extremely demeaning. There are so many videos of her crying sporadically and saying she doesn't know why she's crying. She has no mental health. Help, she's spiraling. Are you talking about Bonnie Blue? If you get that from that, then that young man is not a good person. What are you talking about? Like, how can you, what do you mean, how can I get that from that? Like, why would you want 2,000 men to take advantage of one woman? That someone asked that what could possibly go wrong, when what could go wrong is literally everything. Literally everything. She could be killed. She could be killed. Free use still has consent though, plus despite the name, it includes boundaries in actual kink. Exactly. So I'm not saying if a young man thinks it's okay to do that because they say it being done one time, then that young man cannot be a good person. But you can't say that someone isn't a good person because they don't know any better. Like, you shouldn't judge someone on something that is being shown to them and is being broadcast and is being glorified, because it is being glorified. This woman wouldn't have as many subscribers and people coming to these events that she's putting on if young men didn't want this. And a lot of people are glorifying these type of situations. So I don't blame young men for being taken advantage of and thinking that this is good, because this is what they're being shown. This is what she is portraying as what a good girlfriend should do, or what a good wife should do, or what a potentially good female partner should do in a relationship. I shouldn't, but at the same time, as a young man, I knew what was wrong and right despite what I saw or watched in the sexual world. But a lot of people aren't as media literate. It's her fault for doing it. See, there's people like this, like people who are silly and they say these things. And those are the people that are media illiterate and they don't understand what they're talking about. Most people are better off without relationships. I think a lot of people need more relationship literacy. Like, what is the correct thing to do in situations? Because in nowadays, people, I just don't think respect relationships like they used to. Like, a lot of people are very jaded towards relationships. Like, people say, oh my God, Vintage. What's up? Thank you so much for the raid. You've come in during a very interesting topic. How are you? What were you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. What were you playing? And if you have to raid and run, that's totally cool. I understand, yo. But if anyone has any, like, questions, like any relationship questions, you're more than welcome to ask. Like, if you have anything that you want to ask the chat, now is a good time to ask. Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, nice. Hope you're doing well. We're just having a conversation about if you know Bonnie Blue and the petting zoo that was shut down. We're talking about how a lot of people don't have relationship literacy in 2025, and that you should feel okay to ask people questions about relationships, because I feel people think it's like, you know, it's cringe or bad to ask people for help in relationships now. It's only 1 a.m., so I'll be heading off in a minute, but always love to see you. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. It's so nice of you for joining us. You're in the middle of opening 30 packs of Pokemon cards. Do tell us if you find anything good. How much do the fingernails cost? They cost me 100, but I gave her a 20 euro tip. And do you ever imagine slaying zombies with them? I just got them for the first time yesterday in 3 years, so I don't imagine slaying zombies with them. But if anyone wanted to try and, you know, assault me in public, I can imagine sticking these into people's eyes and blinding them. Just reach deep into the back of their eye sockets and... never seeing again. Are you multi-streaming? Yes, I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. If you'd like to join us on Twitch, you're more than welcome to. Do you think you could actually do that, though? Yes. People think that I couldn't, but I'm quite okay with that. If someone was trying to hurt you, my new favorite saying that I learned like last week is, I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Where are you from? I'm from Ireland. I think some folks don't understand is that knowing better isn't enough. Consumption of media impacts the way you think. Excessive consumption can rewire your mentality. Yes, I totally agree. And that's why I think it's really important for people to be careful of who they're watching on the internet. Better to ask forgiveness than permission. I wouldn't even ask for forgiveness. Wouldn't even ask. Actually have 4 to 6 years education, then 3 as a study at a pharmacist assistant. Interesting. That's probably not a good saying. Could be used to commit many atrocities. No, I think it's a good saying because, it's some situations people think they shouldn't do certain things, but if it's a live or die situation, I'm pretty immoral. I have a lot more empathy in my heart for animals. I'm completely empathetic when it comes to animals, but I don't have a lot of empathy for humans. Honestly. Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Who is it? Go on. She has to go and say hi. She always goes and says hi when Fairy comes home. Is it Fairy? It is. She's gone. Out the door. I better close the door. Yeah, I'm more amoral, to be correct. Good eye. She came out to see you like she always does. Oh, now she's coming back in. No, I'm going to get hair all over you. Get her.
Come here, baby.
I love how she comes to see you and then she comes straight back into work.
Yeah, just to see me, right, baby? Then she goes back.
Born.
Good baby. Nothing formal, baby.
Born.
Nothing formal.
And her
baby.
little paws.
Yeah, go with your mommy. Go back to work with your mommy.
Back to work. Come on. Go.
No rest for Nina. You're gonna stay.
No.
But
Are you coming or are you staying? I'm closing the door. The door is closing. Take your choice. Are you coming? I think she's staying. You staying? Sorry. She was trying to pick between the door and are you coming? Come on. With a baby. With a baby. Come in. Come back up. Nana. Nana. Are you coming? Is that a ghost? There is some ghosts on it. It's got the ghost. It's got a ghost. But it's just a Halloween like blanket that I put on the back of my chair because I think it looks cooler. Oh, hello. She's coming out.
did they eat?
Yes. I'm confused now. No? I don't know actually. I can't remember. I was so busy this morning. I can't remember if I fed them. But they have food, they have dry food, but they get like, wet food as well every morning. I just can't remember if I gave them their wet food or not. He'll be fine. Fucking Nyx is massive. He'll be fine. Can we see your real hair? I don't really want to take off my wig. If we get to 100, no. If we get to 1,600 subs on Twitch, which is 27 more subs, I'll take off my wig. I was about to say if we get to 180 viewers on Twitch, I was like, no, that's not enough to take off my wig. Not even close to enough to take off my wig. No way. But that's not real. Never let morals get in the way of doing the right thing. Exactly. So there was another thing I wanted to say to you. How many people... Immoral! Speaking of morals! Immoral! Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. No, my hair looks so nice. My hair looks so nice, though. Is it a pain to put back on? It's not a pain. It's just I haven't washed it this week yet. Shit. I haven't washed it. I'm scared. No. I didn't think we'd make it. Oh man. It's coming off. Oh man. There we... Hey, Shaker. Thank you so much, dude. It's so greasy. There's not much I can do with it. I wonder, can I... How would this look? Oh, very greasy. It looks like I'm covering a bald patch, which I am. Let me try it. Let me see this. It's nice having nails because it's like having a comb attached to my fingers. It looks so uneven though. If this was shorter on this side, it would be fine. It looks very greasy, but there. Oh well. Oh well. Cut it on stream. Oh no. I'm growing my hair out. I want my hair to be long. I would never. I'm definitely not cutting it. The only thing that you'll see me do is like, the only thing I want to do is to like get rid of some of the weight on the top. Because, like, look at all that. There's so much hair just in this. Like, that could be gone, I think. So much weight. And the same for, like, here. There's, like, so much weight that could also be gone. Am I going to pick up I don't like vinyls. If it was a CD, I would. But is anyone with me? They just don't like vinyls. And thank you guys so much for all the subs. Like, I can't believe we're at, like, 86 subs. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much. Is anyone on the same team as me? You just don't like vinyls? I just don't see the point in them. 89. Jesus. Thank you so much. I'd rather a cassette than a vinyl. They're a novelty. I'd rather a CD. They can thin it out with cutting it. Make specific scissors for that. Yeah, I have been meaning to do it. It's on my list of things I want to do, but I haven't got around to it yet because I want to thin the top of it before I dye it again, because it does need to be re-dyed, but I want to thin it first. I don't even have a CD player in my car anymore. It's so sad. My old car, before I had this car, had a CD player, but this car doesn't have a CD player. It makes me so upset. Hipster Funko Pops. Bunch of collectors don't even have a vinyl player. Hipster Funko Pops? What you mean? I got custom tapes made. I love custom tapes on your boombox. Flynn has a boombox. It's pretty cool. I'm not a hipster, but vinyls do sound better. It's also a novelty. The better sound doesn't make it worth the effort to break out the record player. Oh shit, but isn't the special edition for 3 Cheers, they like completely redid the original album. Like the sound, like it sounds so clear now or something. It's like, if anyone here is a Silverstein fan, they redid some of their older songs on the Redux album, and it's crazy listening to some songs that came out in like 2003 in like super crisp 2023 quality. I was shocked. I was just like, oh my God, it sounds beautiful now. It's crazy how like Shane's voice has completely changed, and how you can like hear the vocal training he's had in the past 20 years and how it has shaped his voice and made him sound so much more well-rounded. But it's really good. My favorite My Chemical Romance album. Oh my days. That's such a hard question. You know, I always get asked that question. I saw them play in a tiny venues back in the day. I would love to have seen Silverstein back in the day. I love them so much. They're my favorite band. But my favorite, it's so hard to ask your favorite MCR album, because I've been listening to MCR for 20 years, 21 years. So like when I was like 11, my favorite album would have been 3 Cheers. When I was 15, my favorite album would have been The Black Parade. When I was 20, my favorite album would have been Danger Days. When I was 25, it was still Danger Days. I just think it was a really good album. But now, it'd probably be Bullets. I'm trying to think. I really like Bullets. Or 3 Cheers. Because I would never skip a single song on 3 Cheers or Bullets. But I actually despise the song Sleep on The Black Parade. Despise it. It's not beyond reason that as the time goes on, digital sound would get better and sound more pure. How? How do I hate bullet? Or how do I hate sleep? I've never liked it. I thought it was... I hate it. I think it's just slop. Actual slop. I hate that song. But this is my opinion. What were we talking about before my wig came off? Can't even remember what we were talking about. Let me check my list and see if my list has a clue. Why don't I like it? I just don't like it. I think it's just shit. Oh, here. This is what I wanted to talk about. There was another topic I had here. So, how many people here have been to Japan? So, how many people here have been to Japan or want to go to Japan? How many people here want to go to Japan? Did you hear about the fact that they're putting up the prices for foreigners in 2026? So for everyone who is visiting Japan, who's not a national citizen, you have to pay higher prices in shrines, temples, tourist locations, shops. You don't get your tax back anymore. You have to do it through the airport when you get home or something. It's a visitor's tax. They're doing it because they want to, one, bring down the amount of tourists that they have in Japan, and two, to like get more money from tourism. I mean, America kind of does that. Tourist areas are more expensive than anywhere else. No, it's not like that. It's like if you go to a shrine, it's €5 to get in, $5 to get in. But now, when you go to shrines in 2026, you'll go through a visitors area, or you'll pay a visitor's fee or a national fee. So you'll probably have to show your national identity card when you go to these areas to prove that you're a resident of Japan. So you will continue to pay the $5, but the foreigner will pay $12. What do you think about that? Gaijin does not mean expat. Gaijin is short for Gaikokujin, and Gai is outside. Goku or Koku is country, and Jin is person. So it's person from outside country. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. I really appreciate it. Oh, we have a good day, Frost. So here's what I think. This is just an idea that I had when I was thinking about it. So, no, an expat's not a foreigner. An expat is someone who's working in the country who is from somewhere else, but they can also be a resident of the country. They are a resident of the country. You are paying taxes within the country. A foreigner, I would call like a tourist. An expat is paying taxes, so I would not be rude and call them a foreigner. But that's a different conversation. But what I'm saying is, do you think every country should have a visitor's tax for the tourist locations? I caught your live, see your face for reels pop up all the time and think you're absolutely stunning. Oh, thank you so much. I think it would actually be great if every country had a visitor's tax, because when you go to visit foreign countries when you're on holiday, normally you bring spending money anyway to go to areas and spend money. So you have more dispendable income. Is that what it's called? When you're abroad. So this can only be if it's actually used good, the visitor's tax. You could put it into, like, you know, schools, making the area nicer that's around the tourist spot. Like, the money could be put into good use. And if every country has it, then it's not discrimination. What do you think? I think it would be great. It'd be great if it was it was in Ireland, because there's already so much tourism in Ireland as it is. It'd be great if the tourist areas could get more money, because it'd be great for the areas. Only the ones who really depend on the tourism, I suppose. We could do it everywhere if it stays. It's certain. I hate tourists, so any decision to shaft them, I approve. It's still discrimination against non-citizens. But I think if it's in every country that you can pay visitors, that you have to pay visitors fees when you go to landmarks or tourist areas, that it's not a bad thing. Except it's not a tax. They have the posted rates for all the tourist things and then discounts for showing a legal Chicago ID. There you go. Oh, that's actually, it's kind of in Ireland as well, because remember when we went to the Cliffs of Moher? When my mum was saying that we could go in for free because we're residents of Clare. I guess we kind of have that, because you'd be paying like €15. Wasn't it like €15 per adult? And I was like, no way am I fucking paying that. It's not discrimination. Citizens pay taxes to make this tourist spots. There is no reason tourists don't also contribute. There you go. It's already too expensive as it is. I wouldn't want to be a tourist when the tax gets levied. We have that in California with fishing laws and going to parks, as I live in here. In some parks, it's cost less than, yeah. So it would be great if, I think it's actually fine for Japan, because most other places already have it. Like, you get cheaper rates in California for going to Disneyland because you're a resident of California. And we get cheaper rates in Ireland for going to the Cliffs of Moher if you're from Clare, which is fair. So I think it's actually completely fine for this tax to come in Japan. And I think it's silly to be arguing with it when Japan already suffers greatly from over-tourism. €15 to US dollars is what? It's around the same, I think, right now. Street vendors charge more when they can tell people are tourists. That I don't really agree with. Like, that's why I kind of don't really go near street vendors a lot when I'm in foreign countries, because you can tell when you're being shafted, and I'm not going to haggle. So if I'm talking to someone and they say this is like €50 when I know it should be like €20, I'm just going to walk away, because I'm not even going to argue with you. Is anyone else like me, or do you actually like haggling? I don't like haggling. I'm not going to stand there and be like 20. I hate it. You'll never catch me doing it. If it's part of the culture, not much you can do. I just won't pay. Like, of course there is something I can do. I'm just not going to pay. That's what I do. I'm not going to give my money. They lose out on money. I'm not losing out on anything. That's for nope, no haggling. Yeah, I'm not into it. I understand the argument, but it still feels discriminatory. I don't think so. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Fan of tourism. I bet many else ain't either. A lot of culture, public spending in Finland goes this tourism industry instead of improving our own culture. Our culture is poor because we want lure some wealthy Americans, ride a reindeer, and eat some polar bear flavored ice cream. But you don't see a lot of tourism in. Well, you don't see a lot of. I don't feel like there's a lot of tourism put into things in Helsinki like there is in Dublin. Like, I don't know what it's like in other major cities in Finland, but if you saw how over touristy Dublin is, Helsinki is really not bad. It doesn't feel like it has a lot of tourism like Dublin or London. Like, it could be a lot worse. Does anyone agree with me on Finland? If there's any Suomalainen here. Suomalainen means Finnish people. It's fine. I want to go to Ireland to check out castle ruins and old churches and hit up some local fishing camping places. There's a lot of fishing. Irish people do like to fish. Little ad break. Then I have one last hot take. It's not really a hot take. I think it's something that people should be aware of more. Big stretch. Coffee and cheese. That's a very weird one. But have you been enjoying the stream today? Big stretch. I needed it. My neck is kind of stiff. Ooh, it did a pop there. That was a nice one. Dublin is so touristy. Dublin isn't even a part of Ireland. I don't count Dublin as being a part of Ireland anymore. Like, at all. It's just its own little tourist separated state from Ireland. Do you work out? Yep. I was in the gym yesterday doing shoulders, back and chest. And on Saturday, I'm going to do legs. And on Sunday, I'm going to do core and floor. Core and floor, baby. Core and floor. No capital city is a reflection of the country it's in. Fact. My first time in stream, I enjoyed all of it. Being able to state an opinion and not get attacked is actually nice. Debated, yes. Attacked, no. Debated, yes. Attacked, no. That's the important thing. That is so important in my stream. And I appreciate that, dude. Genuinely. So Rocky Road to Dublin is a tourism ad? Rocky Road to Dublin is like 200 years old. Berlin is in Germany. Amsterdam is in the Netherlands. Paris is in France. Ooh, I would disagree with you on Paris. I would extremely disagree with you on Paris. I think Paris is a great example of France as a whole. Do we have any Parisians in the chat? I'm not sure about Berlin because I've never been to Berlin, but I live with a French. My stepmom is French. My sister is half French. I have been to Paris like 6 times. I've been to Nice. I've been to Bordeaux. I've been to Angoulême. I've driven through France. I've been to Amiens. I've been to a lot of places in France. To be fair, like my ears are so itchy today. Oh my god, are you from East? Do you have the special passport from East or West Berlin? Is it West? Do you have the special West Berlin passport? I would love to see one of those. That's so cool. They have like a really interesting special passport if you were old enough to have it. Is Dublin like the capital, or is it like Sydney, just the most popular city? It's the most populated city, and I don't think it's an actual reflection of Irish culture at all. It's a reflection of Dublin culture, which is completely different to Irish culture, because Dublin was a Protestant city during the occupation of Ireland by the English. So it actually reflects more English architecture and English history than Irish history in a lot of places in it. Even though there is like a massive, like, you know, difference between the Irish fighting for independence within the city and Irish places within the city, it's still a reflection, and it has its own history that's separate to the rest of Ireland, since it was a stronghold, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, it was the only part of Ireland that was directly controlled by England. Any advice for first-time streamers? Don't do it until you have 100k followers on another platform. And don't start streaming on Twitch. Start streaming on Kick. Maybe for 1 day or two, but not that town. Yeah, I don't have any interest in going to Berlin. Ever. Like, ever. I just don't see it as like a city of interest for me. My next one that I'd like to go to is Munich. Munich is so pretty. But since we're out of the ads, I want to ask you guys a question. Does anyone here know what a narcissist is? Make me feel like what Dublin is to Ireland, what Barcelona is to Spain. No. It's like what Tokyo is to Japan. Ireland is to Dublin what Tokyo is to Japan. Tokyo is a complete different experience of what you'd experience in most other parts of Japan. It's completely different than the rest of the country. Could anyone here describe a narcissist in the comment section? Like, you all say, like, someone you know who's a narcissist. But can you describe a narcissist? A narcissist is someone who only loves himself and thinks about only himself first. Self-indulgent. Someone who only does something to benefit themselves. Extreme self-importance. Personality disorder that combines narcissism with paranoia, sociopathy, and sadism. Okay, what if I told you there's 3 different kinds of narcissism? Would you agree or disagree? Narcissism is a personality disorder. there's 3 different categories of personality disorders. There's A, B, and C. Narcissism falls into group 2 in personality disorders, and it's actually the result of trauma. So the personality types that are in class 2 are borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, HPD as well, heterotic personality disorder. I think those are the 3. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But within, let me see, personality disorder types. Antisocial, borderline, histrionic, narcissistic. I forgot antisocial personality disorder. I got 3 of the 4. I should be a fucking psychiatrist. But yeah, so within narcissistic personality disorder, there's 3 types of narcissism. And when you think, normally when people think about narcissists, they think about people who are overt. So that's the first type of NPD. So it's someone who outwardly thinks that they're God's gift to the world, and they're super sociopathic in the way that they think that they are the most important thing in any relationship that they're in. And they're always correct. And, they are the ones who matter the most. And you're never going to be able to tell them wrong on that situation if they're an undiagnosed narcissist. Is that the kind of person you're thinking of when you think of a narcissist, when you're thinking about someone in your family? Just curious. There's a second type of narcissistic personality disorder that you probably didn't think was a type of narcissism. But the second type of narcissism is actually the most dangerous type. And people don't realize that this is a form of narcissism, but they're called covert narcissists. And someone just said in the chat, John just said in the chat, it's also called vulnerable narcissism. And they're so sneaky. They're the sneakiest person you'll ever meet. It's that person that you see and they're just like, you'd never go for a guy like me. That's why nice guys always finish last. Like, if you're out enjoying yourself and you get a text message and it's, yeah, I guess you're having fun because I'm not there. Are you out with your friends? Yeah, they're probably so much more fun than spending time with me. Oh, you're out with that friend? Yeah. It's because you like them. I can tell. They're so manipulative. And they will weasel their way into you. It's gaslighting, guilt tripping, and manipulation is what makes a covert narcissist. It's crazy. I have a video to show you on it. So if you know anyone like that in your life, maybe think about cutting them out. Just maybe. I went out with a covert narcissist for 2 years, and my therapist, hand on my heart, when we were in therapy together, we went to couples therapy, the therapist told me to leave him. He was gone to the bathroom and the therapist said, I don't normally do this, but run. He's never going to change. Because it's very hard unless a narcissist admits that there's something wrong. But a covert narcissist is always the victim. Like, the overt narcissist will always see themselves as like the main character and I can do no wrong. But the covert is always the victim in every situation. And you're always the instigator, the bully, the aggravator, the aggressor. You're always the problem. No matter what you do, you will never be able to make them happy. Because they're not happy. I wonder why my... 1 second. This girl here talks about it so perfectly.
Going out, and he never told you that you couldn't go out, but he ruined every night out that you ever had by making you anxious and constantly on your phone. He never told you what you should wear, but he made you feel stupid and embarrassed every time you showed him your outfit, so you just ended up changing into something else anyway. He never told you not to cry, he would just tell you that you're being dramatic and play the victim every time. He never bought you flowers or spoiled you, but he would always end up saying, I was going to buy you flowers today, I was going to do this for you today, and then you ruined it.
If you didn't start this fight, I actually did have flowers. I did plan to bring you out. But because of how you're acting, you ruined this. You ruined the night for us.
He never told you that you couldn't have friends. He just isolated you from everyone and made you feel like none of them actually even liked you anyways.
Oh, you're talking to that friend? You're only talking to them because you know that it makes me angry. And you know that your friends don't like me. That's why you hang out with them.
So you stopped hanging out with them. He didn't not let you spend your time and your days with other people and hanging out with your friends. He would just make you feel guilty for wanting to hang out with someone that wasn't him. He never forced you to block that guy friend. He just constantly accuses you of doing something with him and always brings it up. He never forced you to...
If you're with a girl who's like this, it'll be like, you shouldn't be friends with that girl because the only reason she's friends with you is because she is waiting for us to break up and then she's going to swoop in and take you from me. So you have to block her if you love me.
To do anything sexual with him, he just made you feel bad if you didn't. Now that one I do not say lightly because that is very serious. If someone is trying to guilt trip you into doing things with them and make you feel bad into doing things with them, and it gets to the point where you just have to say, okay, fine, let's just do it, that is absolutely disgusting and not okay. He never didn't let you go on girls' trips with your friends or on a holiday with your family, but he would make you feel extremely anxious the whole time and you would be stuck to your phone because he did not trust you and would accuse you of doing things that you just weren't 24/7. Constantly bringing down your mood, which brought down everyone else's mood, which ruined every holiday and every event that you've ever had. He never made rules, he just made consequences. If you are going through this or anything...
He never made rules, he only made consequences. She never made rules, but she always made consequences. If you go out, I'm not going to talk to you. If you go with those friends, don't call me later. It's always about control with a covert narcissist.
Similar, you need to leave. This is insanely narcissistic behavior. Your partner is supposed to lift you up, is supposed to support you and love you through everything. And if they're doing any of those things, you need to run and run fast.
So I just wanted to make y'all aware of that, because I don't think a lot of people are aware of covert narcissism, but this is literally something that is never talked about, I don't think, because people just think people like these are controlling and manipulative, but it's actually narcissism. So, and it's a personality disorder. So if you don't know about personality disorders, they're very hard to change. I have a personality disorder, but I'm kind of on top of my personality disorder. But they need to go to therapy. Like, you can say that, like, you know, yeah, no, I know I have this. Like, unless you're going to therapy and actively trying to cognitively fix your brain, don't go near people like that. Run. Run. Does anyone have any questions? She never apologized for anything. I stopped doing things for her because she would ask for more and more. She was never satisfied. Her son was a result of her behavior. He was extremely sneaky in his manipulation. I know a few more of them than you know a few more of them. I just don't think people know about this type of narcissism enough, because when I started going out with my ex, who was a covert narcissist, I didn't know what was wrong with him, but I knew something was wrong with him, because he was this to a T, and I just thought he was suffering from serious self-doubt and lack of confidence in himself. But the more I looked into it and looked up things that he was doing, it led me straight to covert narcissism and vulnerable narcissism. And the reason he was like that was as a result of serious child abuse from his dad. Like, his dad would beat the shit out of him. His dad would tell him he's worthless, that he doesn't deserve anything, that he was stupid, that he would never get a good job, that he'd never get into a good school, and that he was just a waste of space, and would beat the shit out of him, his sisters, and his little brother daily basis. So you can understand kind of where he developed a personality disorder from. But it still doesn't excuse your behavior, which is very important. Like, it justifies why you are the way you are, but it doesn't excuse your behavior and how you treat other people. Most all mental health issues come from childhood. No. Only type B personality disorders come from childhood. Type A and type C are genetic, and you're born with them. Like OCD and schizophrenia. They're genetic and are born with. But yeah, I think it's important. How are you so knowledgeable? I really think that if I could go back to university, I'd love to do psychology. I'd love to be a licensed psychologist. And if I specialized in anything, I'd like to specialize in type A and B early childhood psychology. So I'd love to work with specifically children in the developmental stages of type A and B personality disorders, like schizophrenia or borderline personality disorder or bipolar disorder or HPD. I don't know how to pronounce it. because a lot of disorders can be fixed in early childhood before they damage your brain permanently. Like, for example, narcissism. Narcissism, if it's caught early and you find the root of what's causing this trauma to happen in children, you can fix it. Also with HPD, if you find the reason that this is happening to a young person, normally it's sexual abuse, and you can take the child out of that situation, you might be able to fix it. Schizophrenia, you can't fix it, but if you catch schizophrenia in young children, you can seriously stop their brain from developing the wrong way, because you can manage it better. Because I feel like schizophrenia isn't managed properly in children and young adults, and that's what leads to a lot more problems in later life for people and adults, when it could have been caught a lot sooner and managed. You can stop the extreme symptoms of schizophrenia. I think if you find a child that has it early on and you help them manage it, it'll stop their brain from becoming worse. I think you have to have a good therapist as well, because I don't think a lot of therapists, I think that 99% of therapists are shite. Well, I'm only talking from an Irish perspective, because I've been to so many therapists in Ireland, and only one therapist, one, was good. I've been to 15 licensed therapists in Ireland, and 3 psychiatrists, and also St. Pat's Psychiatric Hospital in Dublin, and only one in 23 years did anything for me, which says a lot about the Irish psychiatric system. They don't care. So it's one thing having a therapist, it's another thing having a therapist who actually cares and knows what they're doing. Psychiatrist, should I say. Because people with schizophrenia need psychiatrists. Talk about therapists, said try to find younger therapists because they're more likely to be trained with most up-to-date stuff. It's true. Not to say older ones aren't, but a lot can be extremely stubborn about it. This is true. But do you know what really annoys me? I know someone who wants, this is just my opinion, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So, I know this person, who wants to be and is studying. She's in her 5th year of psychology, and she wants to be a psychologist, psychiatrist. She is the most sheltered person you would ever meet. She's never in her life had anything bad happen to her. She's extremely gullible. She's 24 and she still has the same like mentality and kind of like attitude of like a 16-year-old, because she's just so like sheltered in her life, and she wants to be a psychiatrist. Do you think like do you think that it's a good thing that people go to her for their psychiatric problems? Like, how could she give them advice? That's my question. Like, she was scared of me when we were younger. and she wants to be a psychiatrist. Like, how could you be afraid of someone and be a psychiatrist? Because I don't think she can last on residency. I think she'll be scared out of it. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't have that. I never had the heart to tell her, though. If she lives through it, she might get some dirt under her nails, which wouldn't hurt. I just feel like I don't feel like it's fair to put someone into situations with very vulnerable people. I don't think it's fair to put people like her into situations with very vulnerable people that need advice on things that have happened in their life that she could never even dream of experiencing. She will become a marriage counselor or do research or teach. I don't think she should be allowed to teach either, because like I feel like the only people that should be teaching are people who are vets in that area. What's the thing you missed the most? What's the thing you missed the most? What do you mean missed the most? But that's just my opinion. I don't think that she's suited for the job at all, because if she was afraid of me, there's a lot worse out there than me in my psychiatric therapist's nightmare at 16 than what she's going to have to do on her residency. Should be graduate. If she's thrown to the wolves, she'll likely crack under the pressure. Well, we'll see. She still is interested in being a psychiatrist, but I still think it's a very bad idea. But she'll find out. I don't know. I think it was very interesting. But I think the best thing she could do is just go into research. But that's all I really got for today, guys. Did you enjoy the stream? That's all I really got. I think it was a good stream. I think we had a good stream. I'm sorry I was here super late. I was working on video all morning and afternoon, but I should be here at normal time today. What are we doing tomorrow? Oh, try not to laugh. Did we get what's it called for that? Did we get any videos for the try not to laugh? Did we get videos? Because if we didn't, we can't really do it. You 15! Jesus Christ. 15! Wow. Alright. Kieran, you're some man for one man, I tell you, boy. You're some man for one man. You fucking legend. I can't get over you. Oh, TikTok, so they're only shorts. They're not long compilation videos. If anyone has any compilation try not to laugh challenge videos you'd like to see me do on stream, if you could send them to Kieran tonight so he can look over them before the stream tomorrow, because I'd like some long ones, but I'm not allowed to look at them, because how am I supposed to do an honest try not to laugh challenge if, you know, I've seen the videos. Am I right? So if you can send more on Discord to Kieran, that would be great. So that we can talk about that. So we can do them tomorrow on stream. If that's okay. DM Kieran on Discord. I'd say put them into the reaction on stream channel. Is that okay, Kieran? Kieran's on. Yes. So Kieran says send them into the reaction for stream channel on Discord and tag him, and he can see them there. Because I'd like some YouTube compilation videos because they're longer and easier to watch. So what are we submitting? Try not to laugh challenges, because I want someone to vet them before we watch them, because I don't like anything with anyone getting hurt or anything like that. I won't watch it. I'll just turn it off. But that's why I want Kieran to watch them first, so he knows that they're okay, because I don't like seeing people get hurt. I don't find it funny. I'm pretty sure it might be against Twitch TOS to watch that stuff on stream anyway. But I just want to say, guys, thank you all so much for everyone who came to the stream today. And on YouTube, thank you guys so much for everyone who came as well, and everyone who dropped a follow, and everyone who has stayed here for the full stream. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I'm going to be putting a video up on YouTube after stream. So if you've enjoyed the stream so far and you want to see more of my videos, I'll be posting on YouTube after this. I'm sorry I couldn't play games today. It's just because I was here late and I missed the first 2 hours of stream. I would have, but I'm starving and I want to go get something to eat. But so tomorrow's the Try Not to Laugh challenge. If you haven't dropped me a follow yet on Twitch, please do. I'd really appreciate it. If you're new here and you want to see the stream tomorrow, we'll be playing Night Rain and we'll be doing the Try Not to Laugh challenge. And we are so close to the Finnish Renaissance Fair. I know it says Unholy Confessions. That's wrong. I forgot to update it. But this is for the Finnish Renaissance Fair. So if we get to 700 by tomorrow, I'll go to the Renaissance Fair and I'll do a live stream on Saturday. It should be cool. But thank you guys so much to everyone who showed up and everyone who dropped a sub. Thank you so much. Trying to get to 300 out of here for the individual people who subscribe to my channel. I know I still have to send you the beach bunny from Monday. Don't worry. Working on it. Work in progress. Don't worry. It's a work in progress. And thank you all so much for the 90 subs. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be posting videos on YouTube and Instagram. So please check them out if you can. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Be good. And we'll see you.